Alright, 6-shooter Texan here. I decided I want to do a video on big bore air rifles. What it takes to shoot one of these things, all the support equipment, all the things necessary just to have a little fun with these things, actually go hunting with them, things like that. There's so many different gun manufacturers now, or air gun manufacturers now, that are producing big bore air guns. So we're going to discuss the air guns themselves, air supplies, and ammo. We got cast you can buy, things like that, all your options on that. Hunting, we'll discuss a little bit about that because we can't get into all of it because we got so many different states require different laws. Some don't even allow hunting whatsoever, and then you got some that you can actually deer hunt with them. So we'll get into that too. So right now, this first video we're gonna do strictly on the air guns. So let me get this other equipment out of the way and we'll start discussing air guns. Okay, air rifles, big bore air rifles. What is a big bore air rifle? Well, the common thing that's kind of agreed upon in most of the air gun world is anything that has a bore diameter bigger than or at least 257 or bigger. Now, in the powder burner world, basically anything bigger than a 22 long rifle is considered a big bore. Even your 22 Winchester Magnums, they're considered big bore in NRA events. So, with that said, does a rifle that's only shoots a 172 caliber bullet air rifle, and they are out there, most of them are custom made, but I mean that's a pretty good caliber. And then you got all the way up to 50 caliber that you can buy off the shelf at Pyramyd Air. There's lots of them there. They range at different prices. There's some manufacturers out there that's making air rifles that are shooting 12 gauge shotgun slugs. So that's, I don't know, some kind of big crazy caliber, 72 or 60 or something. I don't remember offhand right now, but and you got different brands. You got the Extreme Big Bore. You've got Quackenbush. Quackenbush, you have to get into his lottery to even be able to be considered to buy one of his. You can go to Pyramyd Air. They have the Sam Yangs or Senecas, whatever Air Venturi's calling them. Air Force Texans, made right here in Texas. Different prices. I mean, you can probably start big bore out from $500 maybe, I'm not sure, up to close to 2,000 or more. Depends on what you get. You know, going back to what is a big bore? Does it shoot pellets or does it shoot bullets? Anything, like I said, anything bigger than 257, most people think is a big bore. So they make pellets as big as 35 caliber that I know of. They may be a little bit bigger. So I definitely know they make 30 caliber pellets. So you're shooting a big pellet. Obviously they're lightweight versus some bullets. So you can get whatever you want. It's depends on what you know has your fancy and stuff. So I like 30 caliber, and that's what mine is. It's 30 caliber 308. Now this is a custom gun. I designed it, machined it myself. I am a machinist, so I have access to quite a bit of machinery. Been tinkering with this gun for 4 years now. It has a TJ Enterprises barrel liner on it, 308. I originally had bought a 1 in 20 twist, and I just realized and checked it. It's only it's a 1 in 14 twist, which is actually better. Because when I first was designing it, I was designing it for a lighter bullet, which didn't work. Couldn't figure out why. When I switched to the heavier bullets, I started getting better accuracy. It's because the barrel twist was wrong. So now, there's a lot of people out there that I've seen make some of their own custom guns. If you get into that, be very careful. This gun is designed for 3,000 PSI. That's right, 3,000. Most people that just starting into this pre-charged pneumatic air guns don't realize how much pressure they are. This isn't your car tire pressures. This is extreme pressures. You got a lot of things you need to take care of and calculate to make sure you are safe. Your tubes, or tube, whatever you go. I happen to have this one's a twin tube. Most people use a one tube, a little bit larger diameter. I kind of went with this design because I like the looks of a drilling rifle, if anybody knows what that is, where you have double barrel shotgun with a rifle barrel down the middle of them. That's kind of what I went for this. But you got to calculate your tubes, how much, because basically what you're doing is building a pressure vessel. And if you're not careful, you can blow yourself up real quick. So I just happen to work, the machine shop I work at is actually an engineering design company. So I got plenty of engineers to help me along with it, besides a couple of people that's on the internet, Bob Stern and Lloyd Sykes, if y'all know anything about them. They've got a lot of extensive information. So don't just jump out there and think you're going to be able to build it. You grab some metal and throw one together, because you would definitely hurt yourself. So that being said, this one's, like I said, custom built by me. It holds 3,000 PSI. I've got a UTG scope on it. This is actually a Benjamin Marauder trigger group on it. It's got an adjustable spring on it. Texas just started allowing hunting with air rifles, but they had a requirement to meet, and I was just underneath that requirement. They're saying 30 caliber, 150 grain bullets, producing 215 foot-pounds of energy. Well, I was just underneath that, and I actually didn't even have the 150 grain bullets, so I bought another mold, and we'll talk about molds here in another episode. But had to change the springs in it, or the spring in it, and now I'm meeting those specs. Just been tinkering with this gun for a long time, so really have a lot of fun with it. Takes a lot to shoot it. It's not, you can go down and buy bullets off the shelf if you want and shoot them. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I like I like custom doing things, tinkering with it, getting it to where I want it to go. I say I've been tinkering with this thing for 4 years now, and I'm really starting to get it dialed in. But I don't shoot it that much, maybe 6 times a year maybe or so, just tinkering with it. But anyway, big bores. A lot of fun. What does it take to shoot one of them? That's what we're going to discuss. We're going to say air guns. We're going to be talking about air supplies, different way to supply, get your air supply, because these things use a lot of air. Bullets, ammo. If you don't shoot much, probably buying some is fine, but if you start shooting it, get addicted to it like most of us do, and really trying to shoot it, you know, to its max, you're going to end up casting. So we'll get into that in another video too. But right now we're discussing the air rifles itself. Like I say, you can get the Air Force Texan. That off the shelf produces somewhere around 500 foot-pounds of energy. Some of the Quackenbushes are up there between 200 and 300, I believe, maybe a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. I'm not real familiar with them. There's other calibers out there. The Samyangs, they produce about 230, I think, some of their 50 calibers. So depends on what caliber you want. If you're looking to hunt with it, you got to make sure by your local state laws and stuff whether you can even hunt with it, or at least game animals. You can probably hunt varmints with no problem, but make sure that you check all those local laws, decide what you want to get, and then go from there at finding the right bullets for it, stuff like that. And what else? Scopes. Scopes are your preference. I like UTGs. They're decent price, decent decent scopes for the price without going overboard. What else? Well, some of your air rifles that you can purchase have shrouded barrels. This one's not. So some of them can be kind of quiet. This one is definitely not quiet. You shoot it a few times, you're going to need earplugs. And we'll get into shooting too. We'll do that as the last video, actually taking it to the range and shooting it. So let me get a close-up here of my rifle, and then we'll get into start shooting the next video for the air supply, because if you don't have air supply, there's no reason to have ammo. So let's thanks for watching this one, and see you on the next video. All right, close up of mine. Here is the bolt. And this bolt, you have to slide it forward, down, and then actually back to open up the air gap. Here's your cocker. Safety on the Marauder is down here, this little lever. Marauder trigger group. Show you the ends of it. There's the pressure, and I'll spin it around right quick. Not really much difference on this side. Get your parallax adjustable for this side. And that's about it.